got any weapons I can use on the bad orange man?
These are not the rocket launchers you are looking for.
I will just have to find something else.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. We live inside of an era of enraging lack of transparency with the federal government. We were promised that secrets would be revealed, but they seem to be being held tighter to the chest than ever. There are some good forces inside the Trump administration that are trying their best to give us information about presidential assassinations. The JFK assassination, for instance, we got hundreds of thousands of documents, some of them quite embarrassing, actually, for the intel agencies, revealing a lot of sources, methods, black ops, and strange connections, right? Everything from the mob to Mossad and to the state of Israel and the nuclear program and so on around JFK's assassination. Anyway, the point is that that had minimal redactions, that release, and they're releasing more tranches of it, but that release had minimal redactions, and we were able to see a lot of the kind of constellation of what was happening there. It's very good. The assassination of a U.S. president is the most severe thing that can happen, obviously. A U.S. president being part of a pederast ring like Bill Clinton was in Epstein, that's also very severe, and we should get all that information. But like learning about people who are trying to kill the president, making sure that them or all of the people who are working with them are locked up and see justice, and that we understand the full conspiracy around the attempted murder of a president is very important. Trump administration has done good work on the JFK front. I think we can all agree on that. And it's a big pressure release valve for the country. And President Trump had multiple assassination attempts against him in the year 2024. And we've been asking about those. We've done our level-headed best to try and get to the bottom of it. Obviously, while it ended in an iconic photograph, it could have also ended in a on-air execution. That was the intention here. Now, there was the time in Butler when Trump got shot in the head. There was also a time that I think you could argue Trump was in as much danger, and that was on his golf course in Palm Beach, where a committed assassin was hiding out in the bush line in order to take what would have been a very easy shot at the president as he golfed. Now, we asked the Department of Homeland Security Secretary about this, because we know that Ryan Routh was working with Ukrainian contacts in order to get weapons to kill Trump. Very strange. Here's what she said.
From Ukraine.
Right.
Any Ukrainian connection there? Any further information on Ryan Routh?
There's still intelligence agencies here that are still doing investigations here. So my ability to speak to that right now today is not something that I can give you a lot of details on. But I will tell you that there are investigations ongoing, and knowing those ties are critically important. So how people come into this country, when they come on our radar, and what their nefarious activities were when they were back home is very important to predicting what they will do once they get here, and what they will do, and if they have real threats, not just against the president, but threats to people who live here too. So these individuals that come in, we need to know their ties and why they're here, and if they really do love America, and if they are a threat to our leader.
So Kristi Noem in this interview goes on to say that there might have been a broader conspiracy, that the intelligence agencies are looking into it, and that many of these individuals may not have acted alone. Dangerous stuff. Well, it turns out that to be true. So after that interview, the DOJ revealed that the Trump assassin, Ryan Routh, tried to buy military weapons from Ukraine to kill Trump, including a rocket launcher. Routh asked Ukrainian military for a Stinger or RPG to take out Trump, saying that Trump would be bad for Ukraine. Routh goes on to say that the weapons of war that are paid for and supplied by U.S. military get lost all the time in the battlefield. No one would miss them. He's right about that, by the way. The Ukraine illegally smuggled U.S. weapons to kill other leaders or state enemies? Is this a normal thing, we asked? Most importantly, the Ukrainian government knew about the Trump assassination in advance? Did they warn anyone? This is absolutely massive. Of course, we've got no answers to this, but here's the DOJ's own findings, right? Ryan Routh himself, a rabid Ukraine activist, This went thermonuclear, 10,000 reposts, 25,000 likes. Anything happening here? Anyone? Nothing? We're just going to give Ukraine more weapons? That's what just happened today. Goodness gracious. We never learn. Anyway, the point is that, again, you heard it first on this show 3-4 months ago. Kristi Noem said there was most likely broader co-conspirators in these assassination attempts of Donald Trump. And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, the DOJ accuses and charges 2 people of selling guns to Trump's would-be assassin, Ryan Routh. The Department of Justice has accused 2 people of selling rifle to Ryan Routh, charged with trying to kill the president, Florida Golf Club. The 2 defendants, Tina Brown Cooper and Ronnie Assasin, have pleaded guilty to gun-related charges in federal court after being indicted in March and arrested in April. Cooper pleaded guilty to firearm trafficking, and Assasin pleaded guilty to possessing an unregistered firearm after police found short-barreled shotgun in his storage building. In court papers filed in both cases as part of a plea agreement, the Justice Department said the 2 sold Routh a Chinese-made SKS rifle in August. Okay, so Chinese-made. With Cooper allegedly acting as the middleman in the sale between Routh and Assasin. Law enforcement said Cooper worked with Assasin at the time of the sale at a roofing company in North Carolina. Federal prosecutors alleged that Cooper, Routh, and Assasin met at the roofing company headquarters, where Routh paid Assasin $350 cash for the rifle and $100 to Cooper for helping arrange the sale. 6 weeks later, Routh was allegedly found with that same rifle outside of Trump's golf club. Neither of the defendants told law enforcement they had any advanced knowledge of Routh's plans. Routh had been charged with attempted assassination of the presidential candidate, unlawful gun possession, with prosecutors saying he was not allowed to own a firearm due to a prior 2002 weapons conviction where he used a fully automatic machine gun against law enforcement. So they called that a weapon of mass destruction. So he's not allowed to own a gun. Cooper allegedly told the FBI that Routh asked for help buying the gun for his son to use as protection, and he couldn't buy a gun due to his criminal conviction. That's true. In September interview with FBI agent, Assasin allegedly said he met Routh in the 1990s. Both of them owned roofing companies. They were not friends. Cooper said that he was a former employee of Routh, his roofing company. Court filings say prosecutors said Cooper told inconsistent stories and acknowledged to the FBI that she deleted files from her phone to avoid any involvement in the assassination attempt. Assasin has also allegedly told the FBI that Routh's assassination attempt, Cooper told him to deny any knowledge and avoid cooperating with authorities. One court filing said the FBI interviewed Cooper admitted she lied to agents out of fear of criminal consequences for her involvement with the assassination of Trump. Additionally, Cooper admitted that she was guilty of assisting Routh, whom she knew had a prohibited weapon, acquiring firearms. Routh is not named in the initial criminal indictments against Assasin and Cooper. Okay, so there is a broader conspiracy. Even if these people are morons, Ryan Routh does have a ton of prior convictions, 73 to be exact. The FBI knew him. He was on an FBI wanted list. He wasn't allowed to buy a gun. The FBI had a tip about Ryan Routh when he was living in Hawaii that he owned a gun, and they refused to investigate. So the FBI knew him. They knew he wasn't allowed to possess a weapon. He went and bought a weapon through these intermediaries. Now they're being charged and exposing a broader cover-up to not speak with federal authorities. Got it? Goodness gracious. What a disaster, man. DOJ charged 2 co-conspirators who helped in the assassination attempt. Here are the charging documents. Conspired to sell and dispose of a firearm to a prohibited person. Assasin sold the firearm to Routh at the request of Cooper, Assasin's employee at the time. Goodness gracious. Text messages show that Routh's co-conspirators were very worried after he tried killing Trump. It doesn't appear that they knew what Routh was planning. What did they say? FBI came by the shop. Do not volunteer any information. Nothing happened. See where they're coming from. Do not admit to anything. There's no proof. If they check the record, then they know how many guns you have bought this year. I know that I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing. Do not open and admit nothing. No proof. Goodness gracious. I mean, they're not the smartest people, but then again, Ryan Routh was sitting here trying to recruit for Ukraine. This is his website, still up. Insane. Ryan Routh's Hawaii home after FBI conducts raid. You know, he has a Biden-Harris sticker on the back of his truck. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, this truck right here. Clearly a really rich guy, right? Look at the inside of his truck. Really smart, really rich guy, right? So how is he flying back and forth to Ukraine day and night? Who's paying for that? Who was paying for Ryan Routh to go to Ukraine day and night and have all these Ukrainian military contacts? To even be in videos like this one for the Ukrainian Azov battalion. And there he is. Look at that, Ryan Routh, right there in Ukrainian CIA propaganda. Let me tell you my instinct here. The U.S. military provides Ukraine with a bunch of deadly weapons. Then they smuggle them to unhinged assets that they control, right, through mind control programs, MKUltra, whatever, whatever they do to these people to make them like go psychotic and crazy and do whatever they want, right? There's literally no reason why Ryan Routh should be a Ukraine activist. He's like he's like just a roofing blue collar guy from like the Carolinas with a bad criminal past. How is he able to fly in and out of Ukraine, in and out of a war zone with full permissions? How's he even able to do that? How does he even have the money? This costs tens of thousands of dollars, these flights and trips. He doesn't have enough money to like fuel up his truck. They're paid for and operated by black ops, and then these guys go haywire, or they do exactly as they're told. They tried to kill Trump. This is all part of the cover-up. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, I'm glad they're putting people in prison for this kind of stuff. Needs to be a lot more. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.